Hi, my name is Naomi, and I've been a patient of Heidy's for a year now,
Nice, nice. And how long have you been doing aesthetics?
probably since I was born. No, realistically, 20s. I've always been doing maintenance and prevention, and I've been obsessed with it.
How did you find your injector?
Heidi, through people in the area and throughout word of mouth. It's down in Miami. It's a lot about referrals, and so yeah, just she's been in the circuit.
How did you know how to prepare before you came?
Well, I've been doing it for years, so it's pretty easy. A lot of people think it's hard, it's more painful than it is, but it's really not. It's kind of like getting a facial.
Okay, awesome, awesome. And what are you getting done today?
Today, I'm doing microneedling for my chest because, like a lot of people, I side sleep, and over the years, it's just leaving a crease and a mark, and I'm doing that with microneedling.
My name is Heidi. I'm a nurse practitioner. I've known Jonathan for a while. Today I'm here with my patient and we're going to do some radio frequency with microneedling for the chest and neck area. We've done treatments before, but this is just like the second treatment and it's really helped her fine lines and wrinkles in this area.
Do you get like a lot of new patients? Or is it
Here,
more-
yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, a lot of them are Zoe's
I was gonna
patients
say yeah.
because she's in New York,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but some are new.
That's
I
cool.
Welcome to the dark side.
Let's go. How long does this take to like kick in? Or is it immediate?
For the effects?
Yeah.
About 2 to 8 weeks, more or less. Once your body starts building collagen. So this helps build collagen and not only strengthen the skin, but also pick it up and kind of tighten it. So what a smooth thread is like a suture. It's a dissolvable suture. So the patient's, the body's reaction is like, what is this? This is foreign to me. So it starts building collagen. So then that collagen is what thickens up the skin. And I like to use it in combination because it really helps as long as you do the microneedling with RF and then the smooth threads, you can do them both.
Nice.
Because if you do the microneedling RF, you can kind of dissolve the smooth threads
Nice.
if you do it first. It's convenient, the thread is already in the needle, so you just introduce it, take the needle out, and the thread stays inside. So then the body starts its response and starts building collagen.
Welcome to the dark side.
Let's go.
Two more.
So when you're looking at a patient, you can see like the inside. Your eyes see like the inside.
My eyes don't see the inside, but I've studied so much anatomy
Yeah.
that I have an idea.
Gotcha.
So she does it now, she'll improve a little bit and then do it and do it. And people ask like, how long do I see the effects for? That all depends on your body. Some people will have like nice collagen, nice skin for years. Other people not so much. It all depends on how they take care of themselves as well.
Our guest today for the second time, I'm so excited. She's a family nurse practitioner. Please help me introduce aesthetic injector Heidi.
Hi everyone, my name is Heidi. I've been a nurse practitioner for 3 years, an aesthetic injector for 2 years, and I know Jonathan ever since I started.
Yes, one of my first recruitment. We're gonna get into it. I'm excited. Let's go.
Yay.
Hi, my name is Jonathan McLean, and I'm the founder and CEO of McLean Aesthetics.
Welcome to the dark side.
Let's go. So Heidi, thank you for coming back on the show again today.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. How has everything been since the last time we saw you?
It's been amazing. We both started like from pretty much nothing.
Yeah.
I was a new injector and you were new also.
Yeah.
And then now I'm here.
I know, right? Right.
Mhm.
It happened so fast.
Yeah.
How do you feel as far as like your technique? Do you feel like teaching and education over the years have brought you to be better?
Of course. I mean, everybody improves through practice, but not only practice, it's also going to courses and doing your very best to learn everything that's new out there and really just learning with good people.
Yeah, no, I can definitely understand. Definitely understand. Now, if you want to learn a little bit more about Heidi, check out the last episode. But I want to really dive into aesthetic field itself and ask you questions about what's the hot topics right now, what's going on. So first, I would like to start by asking, what are the trends in aesthetic industry right now in this area? What do you feel like the trends are?
Lips and butts.
Lips and butts.
Yeah.
Bigger each side.
Yeah.
Okay, nice, nice. And you do all non-surgical things, correct?
Right.
Nice. So for like the lips and the butts, I know especially for the butts, it's non-surgical BBLs, right?
Right.
Tell me the difference. Are you more like Sculptra, or do you use like more Restylane, or?
Well, Sculptra and Radius are the two common ones for non-surgical BBLs. There's also a new product called Renuva, but here we do both Sculptra and Radius. It all depends on the patient. It depends on the budget. With Radius, the difference between Sculptra and Radius is Sculptra is meant solely for collagen stimulation. It's great. It does give you a little bit of volume, but it's more for collagen stimulation. It's basically like ground up suture material that dissolves, but in the process of dissolving, you mix it with water and then the body produces a response that produces collagen, and then that collagen makes the area nice, smooth, and a little bit of plump.
Nice.
Now, Radius is a calcium-based filler that also has a carrier gel that contains hyaluronic acid. So it produces collagen, but it also fills. So it's kind of, it depends on the patient. Like, what do you want to do? You want to use it for stretch marks? You want to use it on a small area, the patient's skin type, the laxity, all of that. And then you choose your product and the patient's price point.
Yeah, no, I definitely can understand.
Mm-hmm.
Now, someone contemplating maybe getting like a surgical procedure versus non-surgical, how would you kind of weigh that out, and what advice would you give them?
Okay, so the person that is not a candidate for, let's say, a traditional BBL, they're too skinny, they don't have enough fat. Those are the ones that kind of can go for the Radius route, let's say the Radius BBL. If someone is afraid of surgery and they just don't want to do surgery, then they can also do it. It all depends on the patient. Is it less expensive? It's not, because if you think about volume-wise and you want to get nice volume, you're going to need about three sessions. And these procedures range from like $5,000 to $6 something. So if you need 3 of them, it is more expensive than your traditional BBL, but not everybody has the fat to get a BBL, to lipo out and get a BBL, and not everybody has the downtime, and not everybody wants to go through that, honestly. So some people would rather just, pay the money.
And I can definitely understand. It's becoming huge and a huge topic. Like I see all the influencers, all celebrities starting to do it. So, everybody's wanting to come in and get this done. And like you said, everybody's not a good candidate for getting a surgical BBL. So,
Right.
non-surgical is another option for potential patients. Amazing, amazing. What else are some other trends that you're seeing right now that are hot by chance?
The lips.
The lips.
Yeah.
And what are some procedures that we focus on with lips, I guess?
Well, with lips, there's a lot of, crazy things going on. There's a hyaluron pen, which is super dangerous.
Yeah.
There's the so-called Russian lips, which isn't really a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then lips are very popular right now because of Kylie Jenner.
Mm-hmm.
But I think lips should be done right, and they should be done respecting the patient's natural anatomy, because you're never going to get a different human being, no matter how many syringes you put in someone's face. And I mean, the only reason people see that and they want that is because there's filters and there's Photoshops and there's all these, Hollywood actresses with Photoshop that they look at and they think that they can also get that look. And there's also providers Photoshopping their work.
Gotcha.
And unfortunately,
So when patients come to you with an Instagram photo, you're like, no, it's not.
No.
That's not it. It's not real.
No, I explain to them, I mean, everybody has different anatomy, right? It's
Yeah.
like if I took a picture of you and then went somewhere and said, I want his face, they're going to say, no, you can't achieve, certain things. Yes, there's techniques we can use to kind of bring the Cupid's bow up and accentuate the patient's natural beauty, but we can never turn somebody into a different person, especially with one syringe.
Mm. So what do you do in the case that a patient comes in and wants something that maybe that you're not comfortable with or outside of your comfortability level?
I don't do it.
Mm.
I just don't do it. I explain to them why I'm not doing it, and I don't do them. I recommend them maybe another procedure.
Mhm.
A lot of people, it's not that they want to do something and they're adamant about it. It's just that they're misinformed.
Mhm.
So we're also here. I know that we are in the aesthetics industry, but these are medical procedures and we are providers. And one of our jobs as providers, and I think our number one role, is to educate patients. Same way you do it like in a regular primary care setting on
Yeah.
how to take your blood pressure medication, you have to educate your patients on these procedures because they do have risk and they do last more than a couple of months.
Yeah. It's a journey.
Right.
Nice. Now, one of the big things I'm seeing on Instagram is a lot of providers saying they have to dissolve filler and kind of replace it, right? The other injector, other provider maybe didn't replace the filler in the correct areas and things like that. Tell me a little bit about how you feel about that.
So I never blame it on somebody else. Filler migrates. Product use is not the product of choice wasn't the same 10 years ago as it is now. Depending on the product, there's more risk for migration. There's more risk for swelling. It depends on the patient's anatomy. Once again, if you have really small lips and you try to fit a lot of filler in there, the muscle's really smart. It's going to get that filler and just throw it elsewhere, and that's why it ends up in the border.
Mhm.
So we can't always blame it on somebody else. Sometimes it just happens. My job when the patient gets here is to tell her, listen, this filler is migrated. I don't blame it on anybody else. I just say we have to dissolve in order for me to place more filler in there. Why? Because if I put more, I'm going to aggravate the problem.
Yeah.
And that's really the issue. You have to know how to tell the patient that they need to stop, correct it, and then later on add more.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that. You want to be safe, and that's the biggest thing. I hear so many patients like rebuttal on, and again, this is like on social media and things, and say, well, can't you just place it on top of it?
Exactly.
And that's not something.
No, we can't place filler on top of migrated filler. The patient is going to be really upset. And I'm looking at the camera because this is important. The patient is going to be upset down the road because it's going to migrate even more. And you're going to pay $750 to then look bad in a month or two. And that's not what we're here to do. I mean, some people might do that, but it's not ideal and it's not recommended to anyone.
No, I definitely can understand that. And that's smart. Safety.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of safety, down here in the South Florida area, it has been known there's a lot of different people that come and try to inject without license or things of that nature. What is your opinion on that and what you've seen, I guess, kind of in the news lately?
I mean, unfortunately, we cannot stop those people from coming over and injecting. We kind of just have to educate the public. If a person is coming from a different country with product that is not from here, the chances of a complication happening are way worse. And the problem is that complications happen, but you want to have somebody that can solve it. So if someone's coming from a different country and getting on a plane a couple of hours later and you have a necrosed nose, I mean, what do you do then? Is it really worth saving $300 to because then to fix it, it's going to be a lot more, and you can even end up blind. You can have a stroke. So is it worth it? Is saving that amount of money worth it to you on your face? So that's really what I guess what our job is as providers, to educate everyone else on what to do or on what not to do.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that also. Some people want it so bad, and unfortunately, it is pretty expensive. So they figure, hey, if I have a little bit of money, maybe I could just save money by doing this. But the risk is so big, blindness.
But this is not like when you go shopping for groceries, that you go to Walmart instead of Publix because you want to save money. This is like your skin and even your eyes, or you can even have a stroke. This is something serious. And I'd rather sleep, well at night than have, be preoccupied of something happening to my face or a product that they might, the box may say whatever it says, but it's not FDA approved.
And that's a big point.
And a person that is selling these procedures for very cheap, most likely they're not FDA approved products. So who do you call when you have an issue? Your best bet is to go to the nearest ER, and they don't know about filler complications, unfortunately. A lot of ERs are not equipped to solve filler complications. So then you're going to have to go to another injector if they decide to take you and spend thousands of dollars on a complication that you caused, because we have to take responsibility for our actions. And if you know that person is injecting illegally and that the product is not FDA approved, then you caused it to yourself. And now you're ending up spending thousands of dollars more than what you would have had you gone to, someone legit.
Yeah, no, I can definitely understand. So tell me, what's the risk with using like a product that's not FDA approved? Like say it's from like Korea or something. What's the biggest risk?
You basically don't know what's in the product. And you're not backed up by a company. Let's say that I have an adverse reaction.
Yeah.
I call Restylane and I report it to them, and they will do something about it, or they will guide me. And then the patient has myself and the company to back them up. That's the difference.
Yeah.
So when it's not FDA approved, pretty much it's the patient and the illegal injector on their own.
Yeah. And that aftercare is so important because you don't know what's going to happen in the next couple of hours.
And you don't know how people's bodies are going to react. Think about when they were injecting illegal silicone. Some people are perfectly fine. Nothing ever happened to them.
Yeah.
But some people have had these really bad autoimmune reactions. They've had muscle necrosis. They've had their legs cut off. Like, think about that. It's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
Like,
huge.
Before you would say, oh no, let me just spend, I don't know, $1,000 on these shots, rather than going to a surgeon and spending $10,000 on a BBL. But look, the outcome is now, years later, people are presenting with these cases and they're severe.
Do you feel like that has put a negative stigma on the aesthetic industry? All the people that are doing it illegal?
Yeah, not only has it put a negative stigma, it's also patients now, they say, why am I going to pay, $750 for filler when I can go get it at my hair salon for half the price? Because a lot of people are ignorant and they don't know the dangers that it entails. So, yeah, and then a lot of people are like, they see somebody with silicone injected lips and they think that everybody's going to look like that. So they'll tell their mother, their sister, their wife, don't get your lips injected because they're going to end up looking like this.
And that's just simply not true. Yeah, I remember definitely back in the day, it would be like magazines would post like the worst plastic surgery pictures and say, hey, this is,
botched.
Yeah, this is aesthetics. And that created I feel like almost a bad stigma because everybody was thinking, hey, if I got Botox, this is how I would look. But it's so natural, going back to your point, it's so natural and just to enhance you as yourself.
Exactly.
Wow, amazing. So let's talk celebrity skincare. I know every celebrity has a skincare line, from Kim K to J-Lo and in between. What are your views? Because I see so many different comments, especially from providers online, about celebrities putting out skincare lines. What is your opinion on that?
I mean, I don't go out and try to build a house because I'm not a contractor.
Yeah.
I don't go and try to set up an electric panel. I'm not an electrician. What makes you think that somebody who's not a provider can just come up with a skincare line? They're not specialized in skin. They don't know about medical grade products. The only experience that they have is basically, going to the plastic surgeon and buying medical grade skincare for themselves. And most of these celebrities, they do not use their own skincare line. They use, medical grade skincare from their doctor. They go and they get all these laser treatments.
Yeah.
They go and they get microneedling with radio frequency. Forget about fillers and Botox, because everybody says that they don't get fillers and Botox.
Yeah.
Let's pretend they only get these natural, vampire facials and microneedling with radio frequency and everything that's just to induce collagen. They're still doing more than a basic skincare routine that they made up and everything else. So,
do you think it's offensive that they don't mention their injector or kind of put that in the forefront?
I don't know if it's offensive. It's just, I think it's kind of childish because you're like 50 years old and your face is frozen. I mean, come on, everybody knows that you do Botox.
Yeah.
It's not the olive oil. It's not the olive oil,
Yeah.
okay? It's the Botox. If you cannot animate and get angry at people, it's the Botox. But is it offensive? I mean, I don't think so.
Have you ever tried any of their brands? Anybody?
No. No, I don't spend my money on that.
Okay, nice.
I haven't tried the Kylie, the Kim, or the J-Lo. It's Botox.
What are some simple tips that you use to kind of keep your skin so great?
Okay, so microneedling.
How often?
Microneedling, I recommend once a month for 3 months, and then you can do every 3 months, every 6 months. I do mine every 3 months.
Okay.
And tox. I do my dye spar every 9 months not because I want to extend it on purpose, but I just run out of product with my patients, so I don't have time to do it on myself or product. But I think those two are very important. It helps you keep a natural appearance, and it really helps with the collagen stimulation, the microneedling.
Nice.
If you're somebody that doesn't want to do anything else, because everybody likes something different.
Yeah, for sure. Is it ever too early to start treatments?
No. It depends on I've seen people that they're 40 years old and they have no forehead lines just because they don't use those muscles. And I see people that are 18 years old and they're full of lines because they really animate, and it's also hereditary. A lot of people have you look at their parents and the way that they animate, it's the same exact way. Because I can tell you that my mom has the lines that I was going to develop. From the gestures that we make.
And that's very true. Everything is hereditary, right? So looking in your past, you can kind of see how your future is going to be. And if you want to prevent that, you start earlier than not.
So my mom, it's funny because she doesn't get anything done because she's terrified of needles.
Really?
So I look at her and I'm like, okay, this is what I have to do because I cannot end up with these lines on my forehead.
Yes, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now I want to go and take this time to really dive deep into Heidy's Instagram and get some more context behind some of her photos. So let's do it.
Okay.
So let's talk about this first photo with you and the before and after of the lips. So give us a little bit more context behind that.
So that's basically a before and after of lips. What I try to do with lips is to help with the symmetry and kind of heighten the cupid's bow depending on the patient's anatomy. And there I was able to achieve really good symmetry, which I'm proud of because it's difficult. And she was extremely happy with her results.
Someone that comes in with smaller lips, what is the journey or time period that you like to?
It definitely takes longer because you cannot overfill a pool with a certain amount of space. You know, you cannot take the ocean and put it in a pool. So what you do is you do it slowly so that tissue can stretch little by little, and then you can achieve a nice shape. Because if you do it all at once and you overfill the lips, one, it's gonna migrate. Two, it can cause complications like a compression, a vascular compression, and you know, you can end up having a medical emergency. And three, the patient is not gonna be happy with the shape because it's gonna look, you know, like a sausage.
Yeah, definitely can understand that. Now, what is your opinion? I know some people use filler and some people use like RPF. What is
PRF.
PRF? What is your opinion on which one to
I mean, for the lips, I prefer filler.
Gotcha.
If the patient has an autoimmune condition and I can do PRF easy gel and they prefer that, I'll do that.
Nice. So let's go into the second picture on your Instagram. So this one, you have this big hat on and you're in the middle of the ocean, it looks like. Tell us a little bit more context behind it.
So that's what protects you from the sun, along with medical grade SPF. It's not Kim Kardashian's skincare line. So I bought a big hat on Shein and I went on vacation. That's what I do when I'm not injecting.
It's okay. That's awesome.
And the hat is from Shein, by the way.
Nice. Where are your favorite places to go?
To go anywhere.
Really?
Yeah, I'll just go anywhere.
You know, no exotic islands or beaches?
Oh, I don't care. Just put me on somewhere, on a plane, on a boat, in a car. I'm happy.
I love it. Amazing. So SPF is gold for you.
Yes.
Amazing. Which brand do you like the best?
There's one called the Elegance shade by Reve, which is good because it has a little bit of tint. I also like, and a lot of people don't recommend this because they sell it at Sephora. The Super Goop, the Unseen, it's nice because it goes on and it doesn't feel like there's a white paste on your face. But any SPF that has minerals in it and doesn't have chemicals is good.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, social media has changed the game. How has social media been impactful for you in your career and your journey?
Well, most of my patients come from like word of mouth.
Wow.
But I guess social media is kind of like, you need to have your before and afters there. And it definitely has helped. A lot of my patients that do not come from word of mouth are like, oh, I've been stalking you on Instagram since you started as an injector. And that's really nice because not only are you getting a patient from Instagram, but you're getting a patient that has been doing the research for years.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. They know you. They know your brand and who you are. And
that means also your results are consistent. And as a provider, it says a lot.
Yeah. And one of the biggest things I talk to when I'm speaking to new injectors that come in and want to get into the market, I always tell them it's important to brand yourself. Branding is important. How do you feel about branding and what do you do to kind of keep your brand up? I guess I just try and be as conservative as possible and as safe as possible. And that has been with me since the very beginning. And I try to always have the patient's best interest before anything. And I think that's from the beginning to now. It hasn't changed since I started. Like, you know how people say, oh, once you get more comfortable. No, I've always been that safe injector. Yeah. And one of the things I like about you the most, especially on Instagram, is that one, you share not only your injecting life, but you share your personal life too. So patients feel like they know you and they can come in and be like, oh, there's Heidi. I know what she's been up to.
All I do is cook, clean. I work out a little bit because I like to eat and go out to eat. My life is boring.
What do you cook? What's your favorite dish?
What's my favorite dish? I don't know. I like everything. I have a really hard time like pinpointing. Oh, I like pork belly.
Nice.
With tostones.
Oh, okay, nice.
And rice and eggs.
Yes.
Fried eggs with plantains.
Yes.
That's poor people food, but I love it.
Do you feel like it's important as an injector to keep up? It starts like the healthy working out and doing things that are health and wellness, such
It's not important as an injector. Believe it or not, a lot of injectors are like unhealthy because they work long hours.
Yeah.
It's important as a human being. It's
Yeah.
like the basic of life. You have to be healthy just to be a happy person and to feel good, you know.
Yeah.
And I like to eat really bad stuff, so I have to work out.
I think that's the biggest thing, you know, don't deprive yourself. And I know this is kind of off topic, but don't deprive yourself of the food. Just work out more and just like.
And not only
stay
that,
healthy.
but you have to have a balance in life. You also have to be like a happy, wholesome, as much as you can in the world that we live in, which is full of like problems. I mean, we have to pay bills. We walk outside and there's people getting shot at schools. And you just have to build your own little, you know, bubble where you're happy, healthy, and transmit that onto others.
Yes, I agree. Now, employee burnout is huge, right? Being in the market, you're working long hours as an injector, sometimes weekends, sometimes after hours. You know, you're always texting patients. What do you do to kind of keep that balance?
Okay, so this might sound weird, but I think of my patients as my friends and like family. So when they text me, we kind of develop a relationship. I mean, not all of them. And those that are not like that, I tend to fire. Like, I'll just say, I don't have, you know, you're better off with somebody else. But most of my patients, that's the dynamic that we have. I mean, you saw my patient come in here and the type of communication that we have. And I'd rather a patient text me and me answer than something go wrong.
Yeah.
So I kind of think about it like that. Like, if you think about everybody as friends and family, you don't get annoyed as much. You know?
Nice. And that's a good point, because it is like a different type of schedule than I guess would be for like a family nurse practitioner that worked in a
but then, I mean, the family nurse practitioner that works on the clinic is going to be on call. You know, so they have to pick up the phone anyways. And they're probably seeing like 50 patients a day. So they're probably more overwhelmed than I am.
Yeah, I get you. I can definitely understand.
And sometimes a lot of my patients too, they'll text me to tell me that they're happy with the results. You know, I'm not going to be like, oh, who's texting me now?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because it's more than just a job. It's something that you truly enjoy and are passionate about.
Right. And I mean, I picked this job.
Yeah.
Nobody told me, oh, you have to go work as an injector, because I chose it. So here I am.
Yes.
Don't text me at 3 a.m. though, because I'll be sleeping. I take melatonin.
Me too. Awesome. How do you feel about patient reviews and kind of moving forward? Do you feel as though, tell me a little bit about that.
You know, at the beginning, I was afraid to ask my patients for reviews.
Yeah.
It was like kind of, you know, I was shy about it, but now I've gotten around to it. And a lot of my patients do write reviews, and it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it helps.
Yeah. I always preach it because
everybody, like, I go somewhere to eat and sometimes the place is not that good, but they have good reviews. And we always look at that stuff. We always look at social media. We look at reviews. So it's important.
No, I couldn't agree more. Like when I go places or when I want to do something, I want to look at who done it before. I want to look at the bad part, the good part, every part to judge if I want to go see that person for whatever service, for sure. Mm-hmm. Amazing. Well, thank you, Heidi, for sitting down with me and talking so much about the industry. There's so many hot button topics that we went over that I'm sure everybody will love to hear. Tell everybody where they can find you and what you got planned next.
You can find me on Instagram at Heidi Aesthetics. Or you can go on Jonathan's page. He'll have me there. And I'm here at the Indigo Clinic. If any of you guys want an appointment, I'm available.
Awesome. And until next time, bye.
Bye.